Hi everyone, it is almost 7 o'clock, so I bet everybody is getting ready for bed, and maybe you've taken a bath, and maybe you've had dinner. Some of us eat a little bit later, some of us eat a little bit earlier, but I'm going to read a book to you tonight, and it's a new book for me. I just discovered it last year, and I was really excited to read it to you at school, but I'll read it to you over the phone now. So Ian found it today and he said, Mom, did you know that at the end of the book, I'm not going to tell you what he said because you're going to have a really nice surprise too at the end of the book. This is about a little girl who lives in an area called the African Veld, which I didn't know what the African Veld was, so I looked it up. And I'm going to show you a map. Africa is very far away. Remember we looked at the globe and the atlases? I forgot what we were talking about when we did. But, we were talking about the Chinese New Year and where China was. So this is where we are. We're in the United States. It's really not the color blue in real life, but they made it blue so that you could see that Canada is above and Mexico is below. This is the United States. And all the way across the Atlantic Ocean is Africa, the continent of Africa. And the African Veld is South Africa. Let's see, my glasses don't work like this. It's South Africa, Namibia, so Namibia, Botswana, South Africa, and what was the other? Zambia. So that's the African Veld. And so this little girl lives in the African Veld, in that area. I don't know which of those 4 countries she lives in, but I want you to notice, she's going to be going to bed, and I want you to notice how different it is where she lives. I was lucky enough, I never went to South Africa, but I got to go to Kenya, which is right here. It's north of the area that we're talking about. And, there's some similarities between Kenya, where I was, and the area that we're gonna look at tonight. So this is called, I Just Want to Say Goodnight. Look, that's a little girl, probably about 3, I think, or 4. Who's she saying goodnight to? A goat. This is by Rachel Isadora. And notice, again, how different it looks. Does that look different than when you look outside your window? It sure does, right? On the African Veld, there is a village. As the sun sets, parents tell their children, it is time for bed. Does that happen in America too? Does that happen in Baltimore? Lala greets her papa, who has been fishing. There they are, walking together. Ooh, you caught a big one, she says. Yes, it was a good day, Papa says. Do your fathers come home from fishing in the evening? It is time for bed, Papa tells Lala. I just want to say goodnight to the fish. She's saying goodnight to the fish. I wonder if they're going to eat it for breakfast the next day, or lunch, or dinner. Come, Lala, Mama says. I just want to say goodnight to the cat, Lala says. That kind of looks like Milo, my cat, doesn't it? It's getting late, Mama calls. I just want to say goodnight to the bird, Lala says. Oh, look at that beautiful bird. Lala, I just want to say goodnight to the goat. Is she snuggling the goat? Wouldn't that be nice to snuggle the goat before you went to bed? It is time to go to sleep, Mama calls. I just want to say goodnight to the monkey, Lala says. Do we have monkeys here? Wouldn't that be cool to have monkeys to say goodnight to? Look at the trees. Those are palm trees. Come now, Mama says. I just want to say goodnight to the chickens. Look, those are chickens. Like Mrs. Carr had in her video, right? Look, that's her outfit. Oh, Lala, Mama says. I just want to say goodnight to the little ants. Look at the ants all walking by. Sometimes do you figure out things you want to do before you go to bed? And your moms and dads might say, come on. I say, come on. I'm not just ready to go to sleep, Lala says to her dog. There's her dog. That's what Isabel does. She says goodnight to all the animals before bed. Look, it's getting darker now in the background. Now, Mama says. Look at the shadow. Mama's shadow. It's getting darker now. Look at their shadows. Yes, yes, I am coming. I just want to say goodnight to the rock, Lala says. Uh-oh. I wonder if she's going to get in trouble. Lala gets into bed. Sweet dreams, Mama says. Good night, Mama. Look, that's her little brother or sister sleeping in a basket. There's her bed. And she lives, I think her house is made out of mud, maybe. She hung up her dress there. And then she's got books, just like you all have books. I just want to say goodnight to my book. Does anybody recognize that book? Let's see. She has her teddy bear. Let's see if you recognize it. This was the surprise that Ian loved. Good night, Moon, she whispers and smiles. Look, there's her moon, the moon outside her window. And what book is she reading? It's Goodnight Moon. That's one of our favorites. That was Will, who's 20 years old. That was his favorite book when he'd go to sleep when he was little. I read it to him every night. And guess what? I have it right here. And I'm going to read you 2 books tonight. Goodnight Moon. This is by Margaret Wise Brown. Pictures by Clement Hurd. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of... Did you ever look for the mouse when you look at this book? There's a mouse on every page hiding. The cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs. And 2 little kittens and a pair of mittens. There's the mouse. And a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush and a quiet old lady who was whispering, hush. Good night, Roo. Good night, Moon. Just like Lala said in the other book. Good night, Moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Where's the mouse? I can't remember. There's the mouse. Good night, kittens, and good night, mittens. That was the page. Right here, look. That's what Lala was looking at, and she's all the way in South Africa, and we're all the way in the United States of America, and we're looking at the same page. Is that amazing? Good night, clocks, and good night, socks. Where's the mouse? Where's the mouse hiding? Oh, there it is. Good night, little house, and good night, mouse. Good night, comb, and good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. And look how it's getting dark in this book too, just like it did in the book about Lala. And good night to the old lady, whispering, hush. There's the mouse. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. There's the mouse. Good night, everyone, if it's bedtime now. And good morning, if it's morning now. I hope you had a good week, and I hope your parents had a good week too. I miss you, I love you, and have a wonderful weekend. Sweet dreams.